Good morning, everyone. We're continuing the words of the Chazon Ish, Emunah u'bitachon, and he speaks today a fascinating insight. Roiv ha'hergo maches regesh hispalus hanefesh. The more that someone is accustomed to something, seeing something, as we're going to discuss here, so the more that it dulls the regesh, the feelings, the emotions of his hispalus of being impressed by what he sees. Which really would be appropriate to feel from seeing any living being simply for the fact that you see something that's alive, that's a hispalus, that's something that's amazing. However, the more that you are used to seeing live things, humans and animals and the like, no, that's the way that life is, so you're not so impressed. In contrast, a person does get impressed. They chap his spiders, as we say, they get wowed, so to speak. When they see certain species that are unique, that are not commonly found, that they're not used to seeing on a regular basis. Like when you go to the zoo and you see an elephant, whoa, it's so exciting. I'm sorry, a appeal, like when you see an elephant, koif, where you see a monkey. So since that you're not used to seeing monkeys walking down the streets, and you're not used to seeing elephants in your backyard playing together with your dog, so when you go to a zoo, or when you go on your African jungle excursion, or you are seeing some kind of video that has pictures over here of these fascinating animals, suddenly the person's like, wow, that's amazing. Look at that creation that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made. It's fascinating. Achbar shechetzi adama. He references over here a Gemara that speaks about a mouse that is half mouse, meaning half flesh and half earth, which the Gemara speaks about, which is an unusual type of creation. The Adnei Hasadeh, or a very difficult animal to understand, called Adnei Hasadeh. What does that mean? So he quotes over here, it's a Mishnah Meseches Kaloyim, Ulashon Ramsham, and if you look in the Rambam over there, he says, Hem chayus hadoimus livnei adam. They're animals that look similar to human beings. V'oimrim hamisapim chidushe olam. And those who tell about the novelties of the world, shumedabrim devarim rabim she'enim muvanim. These animals even say over things that are unintelligible things, cannot understand them. But the way that this animal speaks is similar to that of the speech of a person. And the Rash, one of the commentators on the Mishnah, says, the name of that animal is Yadua. The form of the Yadua is like a human in every feature, but so is panim, beguf, yadayim, v'raglayim, in the face, body, hands, and legs. So this is another very unusual creature that is in the world, that if you would see it, you would see that it's an animal, and you would see that it looks like a human, but you realize it is not a human being, and therefore a person would be nispoiled. They would be impressed and amazed and wowed by seeing such a thing. And so too, the nature of a person is to be astonished. When you see other humans that are, we'll call them abnormal in the way in which they have severe handicaps and the like, you sit back and say, wow, that's so interesting. That's so different. Whether the person is very short like a midget, or very tall, you see a 7-foot person, whoa, that's amazing. How come the guy that's 5'8" is not amazing? How come when you see the midget who is 3.5 feet tall, that is something that is a wonder in your eyes? When you see a person who's 5 foot tall, or 5'5", or 6 feet, that's not a wonder in your eyes. Says the Chazon Ish, and this is where he's going to be going tomorrow when we discuss it more, and that is all of this hispalus, all of this shock, and all of this wonder, and all of this astonishment that you have is only rooted in Dimyon, and Dimyon, as we're going to see, is going to be illusionary things, and not in Seichel, and not in the Seichel Hayasha, which is the the intelligent understanding that a person has. So when something impresses you, and in reality, you should be just as impressed by a human body that is working and running completely in a normal way, and you are not, that means that there's something that is in the world of Dimyonos, in the world of illusion, in the world of fantasy over here, that's causing you to be surprised and shocked and astonished and impressed. And it's not really rooted in the seichel, it's not rooted in the intelligence of the person. Tomorrow, Mitzvah Hashem, we're going to speak about this in deeper detail, this concept of the Dimyon versus the seichel, and then we'll be able to try to apply that Bez Hashem to our lives. Have a wonderful day.